disclosure of medical error is huge for many reasons, one of which is that it allows people to investigate the error and quantify the data instead of trying to hide it. Disclosure is a very big issue in the patient advocacy community because so many of these problems are driven by secrecy. And people are acutely aware of that. Again, you can see that the goal of the plan of care was to have a goal. Right. And instead it's become a process that detracts from the goal of caring for the patient. I think that was something that the people who started teaching systems theory in the early days of patient safety really didn't anticipate, and I'm not sure why not, that people would use it as a way of saying, well, there's no personal accountability then. Well, that's what people were trying to get away from with systems theory. But they were trying to get away from people blaming other practitioners. But what's happened in some cases is that everyone says, well, none of us are to blame. Going back to the idea of disclosure of error and the aftermath of error, it really is important, I think, that people step up to the plate and interact with the patient. One of the things that has been such a sorrow to me all these years is that I have never been able to talk to any of the frontline providers who were there because the hospital shielded them from us. The attending physicians who were not there were very available, but the residents and nurses were not. And it was important to me because it was important to me that they realized that this mattered, right. That this was a life and a promising, vibrant, young life that they should know about. It is so important, I think, for everyone involved that there be meaningful disclosure and accountability, that people really step forward and try to determine what their part was in this and what responsibility they may have had and what they can learn from it. I think there's a lot of healing that needs to take place on both parts if there's been a serious injury due to medical care. And that can't happen if everybody is trying to avoid thinking too hard about what their own actions may have contributed. So that's really important. And I think that for patients, the thought that something like this can happen without learning is awful. There's really nothing worse. It makes a life meaningless. You can destroy the meaning of a life in a moment if you do that.